Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video on what I do with my rocks, okay? So that way the newbies can get started and understand a little bit better. You can go to Star Nursery here in Las Vegas. Make sure you call ahead because some Star Nurseries have rock yards and some don't. And we know that people have gone to the ones without rock yards and been disappointed. So Star Nursery on 215 and Eastern down in Henderson, Green Valley area, 215 and Eastern, there's a Star Nursery. They have a rock yard. You take your own bucket. If you take a huge bucket, like, I don't know, is it 7-gallon bucket or whatever it is, you grab a wagon at the door and you take it back to the back of the rock yard, and you pick the Arizona River rocks or Alaska River rocks, and you get to pick out any ones you want. There'll be a huge pile bigger than a house, and the whole bucket will cost you about $1.50 at the most. Take a couple buckets if you want. So get some rocks, and then what I do is I wash them like most people do. Some people actually put them in, this looks like a potato, huh? Some people put them in the dishwasher. Isn't that crazy? So I wash them off pretty good, and I make sure that I rinse them really well. And then what I do is, I try not to waste water, is I set them to the side and I let them dry. So this is one setup here. I live alone, so that's why I don't have to worry about all this garbage. And so I got my setup here and I got my drying rocks. What I do next is I go ahead and I stage them. I want to put the face down, the good face down, the face that I want to paint on down. So that way I can do my gluing right now with my rocks, so that I don't have to move them over. I'll move them around. What I do is I look at each rock and I figure which side am I going to paint on, and I put it face down. So I sit here and I play with them and I go, that's kind of cute if it sat like that, or if it sat like that. How's it going to sit? Not like that. So like that. It's going to sit like that. So I want the label to be on here. So I'm going to leave it like that. And the same for this. I'm going to think about it and I'm going to say, what's the biggest painting surface? Which surface is going to, what way does this rock go for me? It's got a scar right there, but I think the paint will stand up. So I think I want the label to go right there. And then this one, that's a pretty rock. I might even leave that without painting it, just writing on it. So the label's going to go on the bottom, and then this one here, it's got a scar too, and label's going to go here. And then this one, I think the label will probably, see this big nice flat area? It'll be good once I paint over it. So we'll put that one upside down. And again, we'll put the face down, the pretty part down. So like this one has a nice big face. We want to paint on it, so we're going to put it down. So we got this one purple rag full of rocks here that we know where our labels are going to go. I got the labels here. So what I do is I just write whatever you're going to write, and I just cut it out of a piece of paper. I use Microsoft Word or Notepad, type my message, and then cut it. And then what I do is this. I get my glue ready, and I have it. I like to use Elmer's glue because it's cheap, and I don't want to use my Mod Podge for putting labels. I sometimes Mod Podge over the labels when I'm all done, to seal it off and make sure that it's going to last for a little bit. But other than that, I like to use the Elmer's glue because I have a lot of Elmer's glue too. And then I just stick my sticker on there, and I play with my hand and I make sure it's all sticky, and then I let it settle somewhere nice, and that's it. And I get another one. Now that my finger's sticky, it can hold it. And all of these can go on. This one's dripping, so we got to hurry up and get it going. Make sure you get it covered with glue, and then get it centered somewhere nicely. And make sure you don't have drips and all that. And then get it settled in. And my friends, that's how I do my labels. I do my labels first because I have a desk area where I sit and do my painting, and so I want to make sure that I don't have this glue and all this necessary over in my desk area. After I do all of these, I'll have enough rocks to keep me busy for a week, and then I'll be able to come and go through this process again. throughout the week I'll be rinsing these off and staging them in this area. And, you know, eventually I'll run out of rocks, you know. Once all these are cleaned and then all of these are labeled like this, I'll stack them under my desk. I don't paint them all at the same time. I don't rush. This just happens to be a big batch of rocks that I had in my car. So I wanted to get them in the house, so I figured I'd make a video. So once again, now I do, because of a woman who said she sprays, I spray the backs of my rocks too with the super glossy spray, the Krylon, just because I want to try to make this last. I gotta figure my rock, especially when I made like Gumby, you know, or I made like a pickle family. I made a family of pickles and I liked it so much, and then I left it at Cornerstone Park, and then it was at dusk, so I don't think anybody found them, and I wasn't really overly worried, but I was like, the poor pickle family is in the cold weather out there. And so hopefully, you know, it'll withstand the cold elements after using the glue. Maybe a quick layer of Mod Podge on top of this if I feel like it. And then a spray. When I spray them, I usually spray the art first. And you know, the can of spray says that spray dries, you know, fast. But I leave it, you know, for a long time, because I don't want to flip these over when there's a beautiful artwork on it, flip it over to spray it, and then, you know, get sticky or what have you. So be patient. So anyway, I just want to show you, that's how I do the labels. Once these are dry, they'll go over there into my area where I do my painting in a box under the desk, and I will sit them all under the desk. And this will last me for a month probably. So try to do just one at a time. Also, I was going to mention to you guys, if you got the cheap paint from Walmart, you know, the $5 8-pack or whatever it was, this one here is just like water. So if you shake those, you'll be able to tell which ones are which. And if you get one this thin, I can do it over my sink, and that's what I've done with these rocks. I set them in the sink, and then I squirted them and played around with them. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, if they're gonna be worth. I mean, they're definitely worth it. You can put a heart on these. You can put a word, motivational word, or what have you. These are gonna be Yelp. These are freaking huge, and I usually don't get big rocks like these because they're just big. They're super big. And but I'm gonna do Yelp because I like Yelp, and I'm gonna do these Yelp UNLV. And here's another one I did. A lot of the colorful ones, I do them over the sink, right? You too? Do them over the sink. A nice word in black is gonna go good on this, like equality or diversity or love or just love me. That's all we need, is just love me. So there you go. I just wanted to show you how I do my labels.